Things are about to get worse, and we need to be ready. Unemployment is already up, homelessness is on the rise, and people are generally stressed. But if Congress doesn't fund the government by this time tomorrow, we are going to be in a world of trouble, and many federal services will be paused. Now, a shutdown is just a lapse in annual funding. Many people will continue to work, but possibly not be paid. A lot of people will be furloughed and hopefully get paid once the shutdown is over. But this situation is slightly different because with the current administration, there is some talk about these people being permanently relieved from their responsibilities and not being brought back into work as a typical furlough would be, in an effort to fund things that this administration thinks is more important. In addition to the loss of employment, air travel, national parks and museums, your SNAP, which is food stamps, and WIC, which is nutrition for women and children, will be paused and possibly cut off. And there is a huge possibility that the cost of health care through the Affordable Health Care Act, or as we fondly refer to as Obamacare, the price of it could possibly quadruple. And that will impact the everyday average American that utilizes that as their form of insurance. This is a very serious time that we are facing, and I want all of us to be ready. Those of us that are seasoned, over 50, if we get permanently let go from our places of employment, it is going to be a hard task to find additional employment. Unemployment is already on the rise. Over 300,000 African American women have already had to change their careers and lost some of their jobs. And that is a real possibility for many of us. So we need to be ready. My fingers are still crossed that we will dodge the bullet this time and the government will come through in the 10th hour like they always do. But one thing is for certain. Even if we dodge the bullet this time, it is sure to happen again. So we need to be ready. Some furloughed employees may qualify for unemployment, but we got a lot of contractors out there that won't receive anything if they get laid off or let go. So those of us that can hold on, we need to hold on. Those that get furloughed, there are a few things that you need to do to make sure that you have a better chance at, securing gainful employment and doing what you need to do to make sure that you get taken care of. The first thing that you need to do is don't get caught up in the hype. Plan for what works best for you and your family. Don't pay attention to what this one is saying on the news and that one is saying on the news. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Number 2, keep some cash on hand. Cash is king. I know that everybody use credit cards and debit cards and all these things, but if there's a government shutdown and there's some things happen with the Federal Reserve, cash may be your only option. So if you have some, keep some on hand. Don't make any major purchases that you don't absolutely have to make. We don't need to be spending large sums of money in these uncertain times. Hold on to every dime that you have unless you absolutely have to spend it. Continue to increase your skills. Learn some AI. This is not the time to fall behind with technology. We have got to stay on top of things so that we continue to be, so that we can continue to compete for some of these jobs. There are a lot of people out there that are younger, that are much more tech savvy, and if you don't have that, you may be passed over. Your age and your experience may work to your detriment and not in your favor. So we have got to constantly keep your skills up, and learning AI is one of the ways to do that. You need to keep your resume updated. You also need to make sure that you have more than one stream of income. Gone are the days of working for the same company for 30 years, retiring and living comfortably. Things are far too uncertain for that. So this is the time to pick up on some of those side hustles. Have more than one stream of income. Share your information online. It's time to start a business that you've always wanted to start, because you have to secure yourself. The government is no longer going to do it. There were times when having a government job was the best kind of job you could possibly have, but unfortunately, I do believe that those days are behind us. It is very important that you build on multiple streams of income. One income is not going to work. There are so many African American women that had really good jobs and they had their own houses, they had their own cars, they had their own everything, and then all of a sudden they lost those jobs and they had nobody else to depend on. Don't find yourself in that situation. Make sure that you are diversified. Make sure that you have a village. Make sure that you can take care of yourself, because gone are the days of the jobs taking care of us. It is so very important that we are prepared. With this current administration that we have, there are no guarantees which way we are going to go. This administration is more focused on funding the military against its own American citizens than making sure American citizens continue to work and keep a roof over their heads and food on the table. And I don't want you guys to get caught up in it thinking, oh, this won't affect me. It will ultimately impact everyone. And when our community is impacted, whether it touches us directly or not, we are all impacted. We are doing better together. So I just wanted to pop on here real quick and just do a short, quick video to say to you guys that this government shutdown, it impacts each and every one of us all day, every day. And we need to make sure that we are prepared. I'm not saying spend all your time worrying about what's going to happen and watching the news and being concerned about this administration. But what I am saying is make sure that you and your family are straight. Keep some cash on hand. Pay attention to what's going on around us. Don't do any unnecessary spending that you don't have to do. You can create a business without spending a whole lot of money. There are so many ways that we can help other people. It is time to diversify. Gone are the days of working a job for 30 years, retiring, and being comfortable. We have got to be creative. We have to do what we need to do to make sure that we continue to stand out, because many of us are not in a place where we can just stop working. We have got to continue working. We have got to continue doing what we're doing in order to take care of ourselves. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we dodge a bullet with this government shutdown that's supposed to happen really, really soon. Maybe the government will bail us out one more time and buy us some time to get prepared with a few things that I mentioned in this video. But it is so very important that we stay ready so we don't have to get ready. The government often threatens to shut down at least twice a year. But with this current administration, I firmly believe that things are slightly different this time, and we have to make sure that we are ready. So I know that my season gang has a lots of tips like they always have for the audience. So if there's anything else that you guys can think of that people need to do to stay ready and be prepared for what may come with this government shutdown, please drop them in the comments. We are doing better together. We are helping each other get through this the best way that we possibly can. So until the next time, the seasoned lady is signing out. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please don't hesitate to leave them for me. Until the next time, I'm signing out. Toodles.